This is the Strobepro Ultimate Expedition Kit Bag, the most capable bag that we've ever designed. Let's take a closer look. Normally when you're going to a shoot, you have to decide which bag to pack. Do I take my huge kit bag? Do I take my smaller lens bag? It just becomes a bunch of bags that you have to carry, let alone trying to plan for stands and umbrellas, what you might need for that specific shoot. With this bag, we've eliminated all of that hassle and we've gone with the modular design. As you can see, we have our stands packed on the outside along with some really tall umbrellas and even our softboxes on the front. You can put 4, 5, 6 lights on the inside, plus we've got an optional camera carrier, which I'll explain more about in a minute as well, where you can put your camera bodies, lenses, and keep them secure. Not to mention we have laptop pockets, telescoping handle. This bag really has it all, and I'm going to show you how to load it up right now. You can see I've stripped the bag down to its most basic configuration, and this is how the standard option is going to come. In there, you are going to receive 2 of our stand cans, and these are what hold the stands to the side of the bag. Now, I know this might look like a lens bag, but we've made some improvements to this. So specifically in the inner structure, you have a hard, rigid piece on the top and bottom, and that just prevents the actual stand from pushing the bag down and having it drag across the ground. And we've also just really improved the material in here. So on the inside, you've got a really strong heavy-duty material, so it can take the wear and tear from your stands being in and out of there. Stands can be sharp sometimes, so this is really designed to prevent any tearing. Now, in each bag, it's going to come with our stand retention strap, and those are what attach to the top here. I'll show you how to attach those in a minute, but they're heavy-duty Velcro, really strong. You're not going to have to worry about these ever breaking or the Velcro wearing out. They're very durable. Now, you could actually use this as a lens carrier, so it does have the zipper on the top that you can use. You could throw a drink in here, or if you're not using it for stands, throw a bunch of cables or any other loose items that you might have and just keep it on the side of the bag. So it's up to you how you want to use that. Now, just to point out, the standard configuration is 2 stand cans, and the Deluxe is going to come with 4 of these. Plus, you'll also get our camera carrier, which we'll go over later. I wanted to do a quick unboxing of the bag. I'm going to show you the Deluxe option first here. And if we pop this open, you're going to have an extra divider here. So this is one of the large dividers. I'm just going to set it on the bottom here to hold the door open a little bit. So dividers, first of all. So you're going to have 4 of the small ones. You have a couple up here as well. So you have 2 additional ones that you can use. And then you also have 4 of the wide dividers. So in the Deluxe, you'll get 4 of our stand cans here. In the regular version, you're just going to get 2 of those. And in each of these, you'll have the retention strap for the stand as well. So again, 4 in the Deluxe, 2 in the standard. But in the Deluxe, you're also going to get our camera carrier. So this is a really nice camera bag. It can be opened from the top right here, or you can also go horizontally here and just open the entire lid. We'll go over this a little bit more in detail, but this is actually nice because it fits perfectly in there. You could access your camera body right here as well. So you can actually just open the top lid here and pull your camera body out really quick if you just need to grab it out of your kit bag here. We're going to attach the stand cans now, but before I do that, I just wanted to talk quickly about the structure of the bag. When we were designing this here at Strobepro, we quickly knew that this was going to be the highest stress point on the bag. You've got all the weight of the stands on the side here, which can easily rip it out. And we went through a bunch of revisions, testing and breaking things, and eventually we found the perfect structure for it. So a lot of bag manufacturers, when they put on fabric on a bag, it's just going to be stitched into the actual fabric layer of the bag. Now that's great if you're not carrying a lot of stress, but with the weight of the stands, we needed to make that extra strong, so we double stitched it, and we put 2 rivets in each of the strap holders here. So you'll see them down on the bottom and up on the top here. And this is really heavy duty material, so no matter what stand you're putting on there, you're not going to rip that out because it goes right through the structure of the bag. Now that combined with our stand can here, which I know again looks like a lens bag, but we made several structural changes to this. It's got a hard rigid piece in the bottom here, like I mentioned earlier, and it's got the heavy duty material. Not to mention industrial strength Velcro in the back, so it's never gonna come off when you don't want it to. So to attach this, it's really easy. You're gonna release the tab there, and then pull this completely off, and this piece stays attached, and it basically just goes through the hole on the bottom here and just push it straight down. Once it's down there, you're just going to Velcro it back to the back of the bag and then put the tab on. And so it just hangs there like that, and with the rigid structure, it's not going to flex down too far. It won't hit the ground or anything. Now that's part 1. Now part 2 is putting on the strap, which is included with each stand can there. And we went through several revisions of these as well, trying to get the perfect strap because you have different stand widths. So how do you get it tighter? How do you make sure it's not going to slip? So we used, different tensioning mechanisms, but we finally landed on this guy. And they're super easy to attach because sometimes you might not want them on there. So we made it easy. You just pinch that in and the little clip releases, and then you're just going to go over here and clip it back on. So you don't have to, thread any strap through or anything. It's ready to go. You just drop the second half in there again, flip it over, and then pinch it together. It's a little bit awkward, but it's actually pretty easy. So that's on there. Now we're ready to open this up. You drop your stand in and then tighten it down. There's 2 ways you can put the stand in here. So if you loosen this off, you can just slide that and just drop the stand in. That's how I prefer to do it. You could take it right out and then re-thread it through, but you have enough room that you don't really need to. So this is a Strobepro 9-foot air stand, a very popular stand. So you just thread it through, drop it in, and then tighten it down. So it's as simple as that. So the beauty of this whole system is that we designed this so you can go our Strobepro 7, our 9-foot air, our 10-foot, even our 13-foot boom, or even our 16. So we've got enough room in there that you can load those all on there and just pull them around with ease. Another advantage to the stands being on the outside of the bag is that you don't have to do that big lift into your car when your bag is fully loaded. Here, we just take the stands off and load the bag in, and it's just as easy. Take the bag out and put whatever stands you want on the outside of your bag. You save tons of weight, and your back is going to thank you. The Strobepro Rapid Snap softboxes are the best softboxes on the market. They set up the fastest, and they're super thin to carry. But what happens when you have a huge softbox like this, 60-inch? Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore because the Ultimate Expedition bag is designed for rapid snap. So on the front here, we have a pocket that unzips and folds out. You can see that that gives us enough space for 2, or if you're cramming smaller ones in there, you can fit more. And we have our familiar buckle and strap system up here, and those just attach just like the ones on the stand side. So to put these in here, we just take the speed ring, which is on the bottom, drop that in, and then I'm just going to throw a 36 in there as well, so you can reverse it so you don't have it so thick on the bottom, or you could just move it side to side. However you want to do it, it doesn't really matter. You just got to get it into the pocket and then take your strap. We can loosen off that a little bit. Just bring it around, click it in, tighten it down, and we are good to travel with our softboxes. Now, we went through a lot of revisions on this pocket as well. We wanted it to be sleek and concealed when you're not using it, but we didn't want it to flex out either. So in here, actually, there's a metal rod, which causes this to be firm and rigid rather than it just caving in on itself. So a small thing, but another little detail that the Strobepro team made to make your bag look great. I wanted to talk about a few of the features that we haven't gone over yet. One of them is the top laptop pocket here. So this will fit up to a 17-inch laptop. With smaller laptops, it is quite cavernous. It is a padded case here. You can see I've taken the top strap off. It clips off just like the other ones, but you can just take your laptop, drop it right in, and it takes up no space at all. So that's really nice. I wanted to touch on the zippers here. So on all of our Strobepro Ultimate bags, we always use these heavy-duty YKK zippers. They are the best in the industry, and out of the thousands of bags that we've sold at Strobepro, we have never had one of these main zippers fail. They're just really indestructible. You don't have to worry about weight on them. They slide really nice. They're just a great overall zipper, and it's a two-way zipper on both sides there. So if we go to the bottom here, we have a handle right here along with our front feet. That just allows it to stand up vertically. We have a skid plate on the back here and protection on the corners. You'll have this on the bottom and on the top as well. So when you're running it up against curbs, it's going to take any impact right on these impact plates. So it just allows your bag to last a long time. We have our polyurethane wheels here, which have a slight tread on, so they'll go over dirt, grass, no problem. Even snow to a certain extent is fine to pull through there. You don't have to worry about that. We've already gone over all of our reinforcement in our straps for our stands. And on the back here, we have our slide rails. So when you're sliding this into your car, perhaps the bed of a truck, it's not going to just degrade the back of the material here on the bag. It'll just slide along these rub rails here. So that's really nice as well. On the top here, we have another handle. So it's really nice. We can use this handle and the other one to lift into our car. And we also have our telescoping here, which is in a zippered pocket. Two different stages there. You don't have to use that. You could just pull from there, but a lot of you requested that we put a telescoping on our next bag because it's just easier to carry depending on your height. That just gives you a closer look at some of the features of the bag on the outside. Let's take a closer look now on the inside and see all the stuff that we can fit in there. We called this bag the Ultimate Expedition bag because it can literally fit everything you need for your urban expedition. So let's take a look what we can pack on the inside. Obviously this is just an example, but I wanted to show you just how many lights you can actually fit in here. So starting off, I've got a Godox AD600, and I've specially packed these because they're a little bit taller. I like laying them on the side. So I've used one of the extra dividers and just folded the Velcro flap down. So then I can get my second AD600 right in the bottom there. Now, you can choose to do that. They can stand vertically, but they are a little bit tall, so the lid just wants to press against them a bit. Next, I have got an AD400 Pro. So that's 3 big, powerful strobes already. But what happens if you need something a little less powerful, a little more space saving? Well, I've got an AD200 Pro and a second one right here. To go along with our AD200 Pros, we need our 2 S2 brackets, which will accept our Bones mount accessories. I'm running out of space in the back already there. Then we've just got a bunch of chargers. So you can throw chargers in wherever you've got empty space. You could put them up in the zippered pockets here if you wanted to. But I've got my 2 chargers in there. Additionally, I've got a 32-inch Strobepro 5-in-1 reflector, which is always nice to have. Up here in the top, in the zippered pockets, I've got a couple controllers here. Now you can put controllers, you could throw a bunch of memory cards, batteries, whatever you want up in the top, but we've got 3 zippered pockets, so 2 narrower ones here, and then this big one that goes all the way across the bottom. Now, no kit is complete without your camera, so we have our Strobepro camera carrier here, which comes with the deluxe version of the kit bag. And one of the nice things you can do here, you could just leave this in here if you want, if you just want quick access to your actual camera. So in here, I've got a 5D Mark IV with the battery grip on it. So this is a big boy. I know most of you are shooting mirrorless now. So this is kind of the maximum size that you will get. And yes, it will fit in there with a battery grip. And I've got a 24-70 on here. You can get in there with 70 to 200 if you want as well. So that's just a really nice access if you just need to, drop your camera in there, not worry about it. You don't need the extra lenses right now. Really nice and accessible there. I wanted to show you a few more details about the Strobepro camera carrier. Now this comes standard with the Deluxe option in the kit bag, but you can also purchase this separately if you want. Now when we were designing this, we wanted it to be more than just an insert into the kit bag. We wanted it to be functional and standalone, that you could take this out and actually use it as a functional bag. So we put a lot of thought into this, and starting off, it fits into the kit bag, of course, but it also fits into our traveler bag, which I'll show you in a minute. Now it's rigid, so it's going to protect your most expensive gear, which is your camera and lenses. We've used our YKK heavy duty zippers on here as well, so those are never going to fail you. Again, you've got the two openings, so the top hatch here, and then you can open the whole front of it there. Riveted handle on here, so no matter how heavy this gets, it's never going to rip a handle off. And actually, you've got really nice D-rings here, big D-rings, metal, and you can take the included shoulder strap here, and we put really heavy-duty clips on there as well, so just clip on to either side. So when you want to take this on location with you, just throw it over your shoulder and we're ready to go. The Strobepro Ultimate Camera Carrier was designed with exact specifications to fit our expedition bag, but it also fits the traveler bag perfectly. Now, a lot of you already have this bag and it's very popular, and you can see that this just fits directly in here with no wasted space at all. So if you want to throw a 8600 Pro in there, or perhaps just a couple 8200 Pros, you can go to that job quickly and efficiently with all your camera gear tucked away in the Strobepro Ultimate Camera Carrier. We think the Strobepro Ultimate Expedition Bag is the best kit bag on the market. Its unique modular design, there's really just nothing like it. And the fact that it's less than half the price of some of the top line competitors that don't even offer these features is truly unique. So throw all your stuff in this bag and head off on your urban expedition.